Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another exciting episode of The Shrewdness. Welcome, one and all. We have an incredibly packed week of football to discuss here in this episode. It's going to be a very, very informative and entertaining hour.
And
So
way less
hopefully-
monotone than this, I hope. Good Lord, please stay tuned in. I don't know where we got
Hopefully
this Twilight
you'll
Zone
enjoy
speaker
this.
from.
This is my Twilight Zone intro.
Your radio voice?
You're about
Yeah.
to enter the Shrewdness Zone.
Yes! Woo! I like that tie-in. That works. All right. Well, Shrewdness, welcome to this week's show. We have just finished week 2. Well, actually, we have one more half of ours. We're just in the middle of the Chargers-Raiders game. Like, we'll check the stats later, and we'll keep the game on in the background. We wanted to give you guys the content so we can get you in there and get your bids in. Tomorrow night, we'll have this out by the time you need it, so you can get some advice for your pickups. But let's go first, see how the Shrewdness is doing in our Geo leagues. So our listener league, as we know from last week, I'm out. But fortunately, I have 2 leagues. So I'm still fully formed, have all body parts attached in the other league, doing just fine. But
Just fine.
yep, so week 2 went well, just like week 1 did. We're all good. But what's interesting, and I think it's in our listener league too, is the chopped player has Josh Allen on it. So Josh Allen's going to be the creme de la creme pickup for both leagues. And he kind of let you down if you're a Josh Allen owner. So after his monstrosity week 1, where he just carried you across the line, dead bodies and all, he walked over the corpses to bring you to week 2. Week 2, he just kind of sat back in a beach chair and had a margarita and said, hey, James Cook, you do this week, which James Cook did. If you had him, you're safe.
Right.
All by himself. So with a little bit of that, gents, how did your weeks go? Who did well for you? Who's struggle bust? And how are you looking this week?
Prue?
I topped 100 points again. I was happy with that. Safe by a mile. Despite J.J. McCarthy laying an egg in the Minnesota game, Zay Flowers has been a pleasant surprise for my team both weeks so far. So he's done a nice job.
Yeah, Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers has got a great
Yeah.
start.
Doing awesome.
And Tillman, too. Tillman was like a super late round pick for me. Cedric Tillman for Cleveland. And I think he's had a touchdown both weeks.
Yeah, he was a Shrewdness Sleeper week 1, came through for you.
Yep.
And then
That's
you
right.
kept him in there. Good. Chisholm,
Yeah,
how
so
about you?
Those 2 wideouts are carrying me right now.
I mean, I'm advancing. So
That's all you
good.
have to do.
Not last.
Right. So
Yep.
I'm not excited about my team at this point. I mean, I will say this. You know, Trey McBride is what I thought he was. He's super consistent. He's
Awesome.
Kick butt every week.
Yep.
I got a shockingly really good game out of Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah, out of nowhere. That
Like,
guy, we had crossed him
what?
off.
He had 21 points last week. I was shocked by that.
And
But
the biggest
I've
one,
had a lot of disappointing players thus far, so I'm not loving where I am right now.
but Stevenson, what was absolutely mind-blowing is 5 for 88 receiving. Like, he tried
Yes!
this monster catch for
Huge,
60 or
huge
70
play.
yards or something stupid.
Right.
Like, how's that not Travion Henderson? But what
Right?
it
Like,
is, big man
busted
said it's
screen.
me.
He
Yeah.
busted
Right?
a screen pass or something.
Yep.
It was you know, he showed he had a little something left in the tank, but you know, I've had a few disappointments too. I drafted RJ Harvey, pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
Isaiah Pacheco's pretty disappointing.
Yeah, we'll talk about some of
So-
those guys here coming up. So I think what I wanted to start off first for our listeners, we're going to do more of the Geo. We're going to front load the Geo, then we'll talk about our kind of reflections on the week. But we're going to start off with our sleepers. So our Shrewdness Sleepers.
Sleeper.
This first week, in week 1, we got you 1 out of 3. This week, we did really well for you. And so here's our criteria. Again, so if you're new to the show, what we're trying to do is these guys are less than 25% owned, and we're trying to get you the magic 7 points. These are usually like your flex spots, or if you got an injury, we're trying to get you to the level that if they all did that for your flex spots, you'd probably be all right. We don't have any 2s or 3s in there that can kill you. So last week's criteria is 25% and needed 7 points. Pruitt, he gave us Brenton Strange. He was projected for 7.28 and got you 4.7. So it did not hit.
Yeah.
So Prue's first miss of the year. That's all right. He's still batting 50%. All right,
That's
Chisholm, he gave you the kingpin. So if you started Wandale Robinson, who was less than 25% owned last week, probably for the final week, he's going to be that percentage.
Yes.
Yeah.
He gave you
For sure.
28.2 points in that shootout in Dallas, where everybody gets 500 yards. Everybody gets 12 catches and 150. So Wandale
Great
Robinson,
fantasy game.
yeah, 28.2 points. If you accidentally picked him up and threw him in your flex, congratulations, you moved on. All right.
Probably topped your league in points this week.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And then I gave you Theo Johnson in the same game. So after his dud in week 1, where everybody was doubting, was he going to be doing anything? He still came through with 7.4 points, and that's a hit. We got another hit. So 2 out of 3, meeting our super low ownership and a minimum score of 7 points. This week, though, gentlemen, we are up in the ante. We're moving into week 3.
Well,
wait,
I'm not going
I
to tell you
love
what to do, but telling you what to do. You need to listen up.
All
It
right.
does get harder. Does get, we up the criteria as the season goes, because by the
That's
time
right.
you get to week 13, everybody on your team should score way more than 7 points,
Yep.
right? And half the
Otherwise,
teams are
your
gone,
team's
so,
not real good and you're already chopped. But for
right.
week 3, we're upping it to 7.5 target points. The max owned is 30%. Because again, we got 2 teams will be chopped now. You got more players in the pool. Good players are getting redistributed across the teams. And we're going to go to Pruitt to start us off. Get back on track. Who are you going with, Pruitt, for your Shrewdness Sleeper this week?
All right, so Miami's been kind of a train wreck. Buffalo hosts them this week. I like Joshua Palmer versus Miami this week. He's
All right.
He's only 20-something% owned, 23%, I think it was, and projected to have 8.8 points. I think he'll get there. He's had surprisingly high number of targets thus far. So a couple long catches, I don't know, probably 3 to 4 catches and 50 yards will get you there pretty easily.
Are you
Nice.
saying that the 26th ranked Miami Dolphins defense does not put fear into your heart?
My only hesitation is that James Cook is just going to run all over these guys again, and Josh Allen won't need to throw the ball.
And it's going to be a True Biscuits
Right.
game again.
Yeah.
That is the problem with Josh Allen, is he creates a lot of
Yep.
opportunities for his backup to play the fourth quarter,
That's
yeah,
right.
McDermott likes to pull Josh Allen out if they're up a lot of points.
which is excessively smart.
Well, you could
Yes.
if trends hold, Miami has given up 33 points in each game. So if there's a way to bet the exacto on 33 for Buffalo, maybe it's a good bet.
That's the Rolling
Yeah.
Rock. Isn't that the number in the Rolling
Yeah.
Rock bottles back in the day?
Yeah. That's right.
So anyway,
33.
Consider Joshua Palmer versus Miami this week.
I like
I
it.
like
My
it.
Shrewdness Sleeper.
All right, Chisholm, hook us up with the next one. Who else is going to hit?
Going old school, baby. We're going old
Woo.
school. We're going against that awesome Cincinnati defense, which continues to not get better year to year.
Which
They're
continues
2-0.
Depress, not
2-0.
impress. Continues to
Right?
depress.
Yes, it continues to depress. They give up 280 yards passing per game. So I am going to go with less than 30% owned Adam Thielen, the old school, the old warrior.
Yes.
I'm going to say we're going to go, since Wentz is getting the start, it's going to be old soul to old soul.
Yes.
And he's going to go to old reliable target, and Thielen is the man. He's going to get 7.5 points, and he's owned by less than 30. So get Thielen, drop him in.
I like it.
How about you, Mr. Dexter?
So I am going to go to New England again. So we've talked about New England on a couple different portions of the show in the past couple weeks. I still like New England. I think they're a good team. In week 1, surprise, Kayshon Boutte came back to earth in a huge way last week. I think he had, what do you have here? 1 catch for 16 yards. I think he turns that right back around. Kayshon Boutte is going to come deliver against this depressive, not impressive, Pittsburgh D that everybody thought would be awesome. Everybody thought it'd be a great defense. They're terrible. Good God, they're not very good at all. This Pittsburgh D is terrible. So New England gets to host them this week. So Tomlin and Vrabel, more old school. I think Kayshon Boutte gets his. I think he's going to go double-digit points for you. I like Kayshon Boutte. He's still getting the targets. He's had the one catch last week. So Kayshon Boutte, take it to the bank. So we have Kayshon Boutte, Josh Palmer, and Adam Thielen are our 3 Shrewdness Sleepers of the week. All right, gents, let's head down to our Shrewdness Spuds, the duds, the ones that just don't count on them because they're just not going to do real well. So our criteria
you have to
for
count
these
on
guys,
them, but don't.
Exactly. If you have another option, I don't know,
Yeah.
like on the waiver wire that you can pick up and off someone else's team.
Right.
That's probably the only time you're benching these guys.
To poach and start.
Yeah, poach and start. But if you are starting one of these guys, this is who we don't see a good matchup for them. So last week, again, we're accountable. We hit 1 out of 3, which is what our standard is. It's what we're trying to do because these guys are hard. Yeah. These are starters, man. These are oftentimes first 3 or 4 round picks. These are the ones you count on to get you double-digit points. And these are kind of tricky at first, but the ones we did last week. So Chiz, he gave us Tyreek Hill, who's recently facing court process for DV. He loves getting in trouble. Every week he gets in trouble. He does great. So unfortunately for our pick, but great for Tyreek Hill. Good for you. Tyreek Hill owners are super happy to include my brother. 16.9 points. So Tyreek Hill delivered a pretty good game. And frankly, Tua looked way better too. So the entire Miami offense was not just pure inept. I think Tua got over 300 yards and a couple touchdowns. So Tyreek Hill, good game. I gave us Kenneth Walker III because I don't know why I thought Pittsburgh's defense would suddenly be good. They are just bad. So one week I was like, nope, not going to go and follow that overreaction. The defense is going to play at home against the West Coast team. And Seattle just came in and beat them. They just came in and beat them. So Kenneth Walker had a really good game, over 100 yards, got the touchdown at the end. So I was pretty close to hitting this one until that 20-yard run at the end. So he ended up with 18.8 points and missed that one. But Pruitt delivered for us, made sure we're not going to get shut out. So he gave us A.J. Brown against Kansas City. And A.J. Brown,
there we go.
God-awful line. 5 catches. You're like, that's pretty good for 27 yards.
Yeah.
For your
everything.
Deep threat
Everything
guy.
was highly contested and, just 4 yards at a time type stuff.
Yep.
Right. Anything down the field was getting broken up.
That's it. So those were our 3 last week. We hit 1 out of 3 for you. And he only did 7.7 points, like I said. But this week, we're going to give you 3 more spuds just to give caution. So put caution on these. So I want to start off at Chisholm. Go ahead and give us your spud of this week. And it's a surprising one. I don't know if we might miss this one too.
I have not been good at these, so I figured why not, keep risking. So, I mean, I am not sold on the Detroit Lions this year. I think
Chicago. Come on now.
They just scored 52 points.
I'm not sold on them. I saw what Green Bay did to them, and they looked quite pedestrian. And I mean, Green Bay has got a good defense, and they're much improved for sure. But I mean, this was a team that everybody said this is their window. They're going. I expect them to be able to stay within 2 touchdowns, do better than within 2 touchdowns of Green Bay, a division rival. They didn't. And in that game, Jahmyr Gibbs was completely shut down. He was 9 for 19. He's going up against the Ravens defense that I think has significantly underperformed what they are. They should be much better than how they've performed. If you look at the sum of their parts and you look at who's on that squad, they should do a lot better than they are. Now, the first game they played Buffalo, understandable. At Buffalo, kind of hard to stop them. Second game, they gave up 17 to Cleveland. That's not great. They could do better than that against Cleveland. But they did get better. And I think they're going to continue to get better. And I think their linebackers are going to take this challenge on big time. And I think they're going to key on Jahmyr Gibbs and make somebody else beat him. Jahmyr Gibbs, he's projected to get 16 points. And I'm saying he's going to get less than 8. So he's definitely not getting in the end zone, I don't think. And he's going to get shut down by Patrick Queen and the linebacking crew. No hit for Jahmyr Gibbs.
Boy, that's a tough one because he catches so
Virtually-
many stupid balls. That one's hard. I think
Yep.
he'd go 4 for 40 just catching and get 0 rushing
Right.
yards. You'd still be right, but you'd still
Right.
miss.
Right.
But
It's a
that's
highly
all right.
risky pick.
It is.
And I believe it is a Monday night game. Yes, Monday night game.
Yep. So most of you out there, I'm not telling you to bench Jahmyr Gibbs, but maybe he might underperform to 16 and a half.
But if I hit this one, man, I'm a savant.
You're a legend. You're a legend. All right, Padog, who we got for you?
Well, you're 0 for 2, but who's counting?
That's right. That's right.
A more realistic pick, I think, is in that same Miami Buffalo game. I think that's going to be a giant blowout, or just a kind of a laugher of a game. I'm going with, as my shrewdness spud for week 3, I'm taking Jalen Waddle. He's projected to have 12.5 points at Buffalo. I think Buffalo controls the clock and scores a lot of points and doesn't give Miami any room to throw. I think he's going to have a tough time getting to 8 points. I think they're going to have to throw short to A-Chain and maybe some Tyreek stuff, but down the field, I don't see it happening a whole lot.
Yeah, my devil's advocate is that they're going to play prevent the win defense in the third and fourth quarter when they're already up and just get those sloppy, stupid underneath ones. I think this might be a lopsided game, even though throughout their history of this rivalry, Miami's usually sneakily been very competitive.
Yeah, they've managed to keep it close, surprisingly, against Buffalo.
Years, somehow.
Like Chiz said, they did perform a lot better this week offensively. So, who knows? Jalen Waddle just has been very inconsistent over the last couple of years.
I like that pick. It's one I almost took. I'm with you on it.
All right. So I am going to go. So we have Jahmyr Gibbs and Jalen Waddle so far. I'm going to give the listeners for their spud, Breece Hall, running back Jets at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's rush D is for real. Week 1, they held Bijan Robinson to 24 yards. Tyler Algier, 24 yards. This week, Nick Chubb, he had a 25-yard touchdown run at the end of that game and finished with 46. So they locked down. No one's even gotten above 47 yards yet as an individual. So Breece Hall, I think they're going to keep him out of the end zone. And I also think Tyrod Taylor-led Jets offense is not going to be getting a lead where they're going to be running down everything. He might run some, but Breece Hall, I don't know if he's getting to that 14-point mark. I believe he will be well under that. I just don't see it happening. So Breece Hall is my spud of the week at Tampa this week. So to sum up, we got Jahmyr Gibbs, Jalen Waddle, and Breece Hall, all 95% owned for sure. And we think they're going to get closer to the 8 points than they are to their targeted projections. All right, gentlemen, let's do the kind of fun part that we also like is our gambling picks, which we also keep accountability on. So last week, we gave you Green Bay minus 3.5 for Pruitt. Cha-ching, bank it. We gave you Cincinnati minus 3.5. Cha-ching, you're welcome. Thank you, Jake Browning, for getting in. And we gave you New England plus 1.5. Cha-ching. So that's a 3-banger, baby. We got all of them.
That's right.
So we got the trifecta. We're buying a yacht. So we were on the pontoon all weekend enjoying our winnings. So that's a 3-er. So we
hopefully you parlayed that, baby.
Yep. So individual and parlay, we are now 5 out of 6 to open the season. So our locks, we're doing all right. Doing all right. That's right. So this week, we want to keep the winning going. I'm going to head over to Prue. Tell us the first one that's going to hit this week.
All right. I've been super impressed with the Atlanta Falcons. I know you guys both picked them to win the South this year. I'm starting to be a believer, although Tampa Bay has also looked pretty good.
They have.
So the two of them are easily the front runners, I think. Anyway, I like their matchup this week. I'm going with Atlanta minus 4.5, and I can't even remember who they're playing, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
I'll tell you one thing. So that other team doesn't stand a chance, whoever they are.
I think it's
Atlanta
Carolina.
is at Carolina.
Yeah.
So depending on your deal, so the site we're at, it says minus 5.5, so they might already be sliding up.
Ooh, really?
It's going to be a tough one. If they go to 5.5, are you still on board with that, Pruitt? I don't want to put you on the spot, see if the 1 point. mean, Carolina is pretty bad. It should
I
be
think
that.
I'm good up to 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
I like
good.
I wouldn't go more than -6.
All right. So Hotlanta, -4.5 or 5.5. All right, Chisholm, who are you going to go with this week?
I mean, I know we talked about Pittsburgh's defense being really bad, but Mike Tomlin is still a defense first coach, and he's playing New England with Mike Vrabel, who's a defense first coach. And these two guys, just for giggles, may punt on third down, both of them. So I do not like the 44.5 for them to reach. So I'm going to go under 44.5. Pittsburgh, New England. We're going to get an old school, ram it down your throat, see who can survive the beatings after 4 quarters game. I think this could easily be like a 17-10, 17-7 type game.
Okay.
And like I'm not even thinking we're approaching 44.5. So we're locking 44.5.
Okay, so it sounds like you believe Ramondre Stevenson's going to come back to form and suck again.
For sure. I think that neither of these teams have great offenses. They have serviceable offenses, and I think both of these coaches are going to go conservative.
Could be. All right, I like it. Pittsburgh, New England, under 44.5. All right, so I'm going to go.
Point of order.
Yes.
Point of order.
FanDuel still has the Falcons at -4.5.
Grab it now.
Scoop. We're going to go put our picks in right this second.
Over
all right.
Panthers.
And the third pick we're going to put in as part of our tease it up, parlay it up, and put them all together. I'm going to run in some stinkiness. It's a squishy, stepping on used diapers and hoping that, what was that? Squishiness. So we're going to the backup bowl game. So Cincinnati is traveling to Minnesota. Jake Browning is going to be lining up under center because Joe Burrow's out for months with a toe injury. And on the other side, so J.J. McCarthy suffered an ankle sprain. He is ruled out for this week. So Carson Wentz will be under center. And we had to look it up. It's been 4 seasons since Carson Wentz has been a starter in this league.
That.
I know. I cannot believe that. It's nuts. But Carson Wentz hasn't really been playing much. And I still think he's going to be better than what J.J. McCarthy showed the other night. I mean, just bad, right? How can you not throw it to wide open people and read the defense? So I think Carson Wentz and Jake Browning, 2 experienced veterans who know how to play. I think they get over that 41.5 mark. And I think that's just too low right now. I think it's probably going to keep climbing during this week. So I'm going to try and lock it in ASAP. But Cincinnati, Minnesota, over 41.5 at the bank to take it to the bank. So again, recap, Atlanta -4.5, Cincinnati, Minnesota, over 41.5 points scored. And then Chisholm's taking his defensive-minded Pittsburgh, New England, under 44.5. Lock them up by a yacht. Let's do this thing.
That's right.
All right. So let's move on to some more guillotine-specific fun. And this is one we got to kind of hit on. So injuries. There are some huge names out. So Joe Burrow, as I just mentioned, out for months. And that is probably the 4th or 5th quarterback off the board in all leagues. Aaron Jones, out. So hamstring. I guess he's not officially out yet. But Aaron Jones hurt and hamstring. That's never a good combo. Staying with the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy, ankle out, which may not be a bad thing if you're a Vikings fan. Jaden Daniels, he is questionable with a knee, which is not good for a scrambling running quarterback. We got Jaden Reed, who's hurt. So he's playing with a fractured foot anyway, and I think he just finally finished himself off with an injury. So
I feel like they should just say when Jaden Reed is healthy. That'd be easier.
Yeah, I know. So he's not going to be playing anytime soon. And then the big one for a lot of people's kind of second running back spot or flex, Austin Eckler. He's out for the year with the Achilles, and everybody knew it when they showed that replay and the non-contact on a cut. He just crumpled up.
Yeah.
Those hurt. So there are some big-time injuries that have opened up some spots for some starters. But I want to go first into, like, after week 1, you're like, you can't overreact, right? I mean, things happen, but just everybody just calm down now. Let's see what week 2 looks like. Well, now that we got 2 weeks in, I think it's time to start having some legitimate concern over these players. And then I want you guys to kind of tell me who you're either truly concerned about or not so much. So Brian Thomas, this was a first-round pick in Guillotine. And if he wasn't, he was early second-round pick. Are you concerned with Brian Thomas right now, he's getting targets from Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence, but it's not turning into anything? I don't even know what to say. 4 for 49, that's his best week. He had one catch week 1, but he ran one in, which is the only thing that saved him from anything in week 1. And then he has 8.9 in week 2. Are you concerned with Brian Thomas Jr.?
So I'm not yet.
Yeah.
And the reason why is I think he's a little bit of a victim of the new toy syndrome here. Travis Hunter is the shiny new toy that everybody wants to see. And I think, for the fans' sake and ownership's sake, you're going to force feed him the ball a little bit more than you probably should in the first several weeks of the year. At the end of the day, if you look at what Brian Thomas Jr. was last year, he was a 1,200-yard receiver, almost 1,300 yards receiving.
10 touchdowns, like 90-some receptions
catches,
or something, right?
10 touchdowns. Like, I got to think that Trevor Lawrence eventually kind of comes back to him, figures out a little better split distribution. I don't think – he's not getting old. It's not like –
it's year 2, isn't it?
It's year 2 for him. Maybe a little bit of sophomore slump here, but I think you're probably at the bottom with him, and I don't like trading at the bottom. So I'm not out on him yet. Prue, what do you think?
I think we give him a couple more weeks before we completely write him off. And he'll still be fine, but he's trending toward not being one of the guys that you can count on, after week 9 or 10, probably.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I think you can get.
Yeah, he's not an end gamer right now, right?
No. And he could turn it around. So we've said this before about players, and then they rally. So I'm also in the belief I'm not going to totally panic yet. And I have him on another team. And Brian Thomas, he's not getting you cut. Like I said, he's getting you across the line for the 8 to 9 points. But man, you don't draft that guy that early for 8 to 9 points a week. And unfortunately,
matter of fact, the guy in our league, our viewer league, had Brian Thomas Jr., and he's part of the reason he got cut.
13.
He's done
and he dropped a really big ball this week too. I mean, it probably would have turned into a touchdown, a critical touchdown if you're a Jacksonville fan, because man, Jacksonville's been the better team 2 weeks in a row, and they're 0-2.
Yeah.
So that's a tough start. All right, another big name wideout.
1-1.
Yeah, another big name wideout I want to talk about. A.J. Brown. This guy, again, probably not a first-round pick, but right in the middle of second, probably a top 25 pick.
20th pick overall in our league.
Okay. So he just dropped after his 1 for, 7 in week 1, 5 for 27 against Kansas City this last weekend. It's stuck in your throat a little bit. A.J. Brown, again, I don't know if he kicked Jalen Hurts' dog or what, but he just doesn't seem to get enough targets. And again, I think he caught all 5 thrown to him this week, or he had maybe 7, but 5 catches. Are you worried if you're A.J. Brown owner, Pruitt?
Yes. As a former A.J. Brown owner, I stayed away this year. I've seen how Philadelphia's offense works, and it focuses on
Tush
push, and deep balls to Devontae Smith. That's their offense.
Yeah, he's not even getting many either.
I mean, he only needs 1, right?
Yeah.
1 a game for 50 yards or whatever. But yeah, the floor is just too low for A.J. Brown for me to trust him.
Yeah.
And if I'm in week 10 or 12, absolutely not. Nobody can survive with a 2-catch performance from your top wide receiver.
Yeah, he may be getting another high chop league, so it might be all moot point is whether you're bidding on him for free agency, and he's probably worth a flex spot in your league, but depending on who your wideouts are. But to spend too much on this guy, like if he's available in the league, man, I don't know if you go much over $85 this week on that guy. And this is someone that if he's, I don't know, how can you trust the offense after what you've seen in 2 weeks?
He'll blow up. I mean, he'll blow up and have a great game every once in a while. You know, like eight catches and a touchdown, or even 2 touchdowns or something crazy, and score you 20 points. But he can also take a 2 or a 4.
That's right. Yeah, I'm super concerned about him because when you look at his last year he didn't have 2 games like this back to back ever, and really only had one game that was nearly as bad as these last two. So
Yeah.
like when I look at Arthur Juan Brown, aka AJ, aka Swole Batman, I'm staying away because I don't think there's any chemistry at all between him and his quarterback. I don't think his OC has any interest in putting the ball in the air unless they absolutely have to. And even then, like on 3rd and long, everything's a 6-yard play and try to break it. Like it's
this offense isn't exciting unless you own Saquon Barkley. And even Jalen Hurts, he's but for squishing in a touchdown on a tush push.
Right.
He ran for 12 yards and threw for, I don't even know if he got to 2. Yeah, like barely over 100.
No, he barely got to 100 this last week. So
I don't know. That offense, they're 2-0. I got you, Philly. I hear you. Man, if you feel
winning's winning.
Yeah, winning's winning.
But winning's winning, but man, they don't look stacked on offense. And so I'm scared of AJ right now.
All right. Another really kind of high drafted wideout, DJ Moore, that everybody had high expectations, thinking he was going to be Amon-Ra St. Brown of the Chicago Bears, but realizing that Caleb Williams just is not Jared Goff and good. It's DJ Moore. So he started off 3 for 68 first week, so 9.8, then 5 for 46, 9.6. Again, this is probably one of your first or second wideout, and he's delivering you, I don't know, if we had a baseball term for WAR, he is about a 0 right now. So wins above replacement. Feel like you could find our Shrewdness Sleepers each week and be getting that. Look at Wan'Dale Robinson. But DJ Moore, are you guys concerned if you have him? If you're an owner, should those owners be worried that DJ Moore might just be this all season?
I was just looking. He went the very last pick of the 3rd round in our league, which I think is probably not a bad value. For where he went.
Still probably a wide receiver 1 or 2 if you end up drafting another one in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah. I could go look and see who else that team. Well, Puka was his first pick overall, so that was his second wide receiver.
I feel better as a second, but still.
Yeah. You could do worse, I think, with that, with the last pick of the 3rd round being DJ Moore. Obviously, you'd like more points out of him thus far.
Not getting any looks in the end zone either.
I think,
none.
We've talked up until now about all the weapons Caleb Williams has, and he's not using his 2 best ones, right? DJ Moore's not getting enough looks. Colston Loveland has been underutilized.
Yep.
Say the least.
If one catch on the season's underutilized, then yes.
Yeah. Well, as far as even being on the field, right?
Yeah.
He's not even getting snaps. So
yeah. I mean, Cole Kmet is awesome, but
I stayed away from DJ Moore for that reason. I think there's more than one target in Chicago, and none of them are getting that many looks because that's not a high-powered offense yet. I don't know. Yeah, I'm worried. I would stay away.
Yeah. Chisholm, are you bidding on this guy when he shows up on a chopped list? DJ Moore? And if so, what do you think he's worth?
I made a decision after this last week. Jerry Rice could be on the Chicago Bears, and I am not bidding for him. This is how little I think of their quarterback. I am not putting any. You could have Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson on that team. I'm not doing it. He's not good at playing quarterback. He's not good at it at all. And he's not getting better. He's like, if I had seen any kind of progression out of this kid, I mean, I was a hater. I'll admit it. I was a hater, him coming in. I didn't like him coming in. I don't like his leadership style.
Sounds like is.
I was, but I am so confirmed in my bias at this point because, like, just watching him play, it's just awkward. Everything is forced and mechanical and ugly, and nothing is fluid and natural. I mean, at least in college, he did some natural stuff. He looks like a guy who is trying to process a billion things and isn't doing any of them well. So he's like, check down. Like,
Which is
Run a
working for
little
Roma
bit.
Dunze right now because he's running the shorter routes. and
Yes,
he's
it is.
getting those.
Rome is the only guy that has been worth anything, but I can't even trust Rome because I don't know when Caleb, just totally hemorrhages and can't even get it to him. So I'm so scared. I don't think it matters who's on that team. I'm not picking him up. I don't know,
Yeah.
Dex. I know I'm extreme probably, but what are you thinking?
No, I'm fine with him, and he's gonna be better than most people's flexes. But I don't know how much better he is than most people's number 2, if any. And I'm concerned because again, he's just not getting targeted enough times. Period. And it seems like the checkdowns are being more. In fact, I'd feel so much more confident with the Bears if they came up with an injury just like they would JJ McCarthy. And if Caleb Williams' ankle is suddenly taped up and he's out for a week, and they
Right.
put Tyson Bagent in, Bagent
Yeah.
I believe in. I think he would make this offense really good immediately.
Totally.
I think he's the best quarterback on the roster, and he's not getting to play.
I would do that. I'd be in on DJ Moore if you get Bagent. Because 5 targets and 6 targets for your 1?
Yeah. And he's the one that's like running he's the safety blanket routes. He's the Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's running those same routes.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
unbelievable that 2 weeks in a row, he hasn't eclipsed 5
I
catches
mean, even if
yet.
he catches every one of his targets, it's like...
Yeah, it's just not enough. And frankly, they are punting a lot and not having too many sustained drives. Maybe that would help us target if he actually
Can
got
we
a first
get their
down here and there.
punter? Is there any way for us to get their punter on a fantasy team?
Yeah. All right, so that's some wideouts. I want to hit on a couple running backs that have been concerned. We'll just kind of do a yes, no, and what you think on them. So you said you're RJ Harvey owner, Chisholm. RJ Harvey, I am concerned about because J.K. Dobbins is exactly what, I don't know, I thought at the beginning of the season, which is why I was nervous about RJ Harvey. No defined role, super talented, got it. And J.K. Dobbins will probably get hurt eventually. But until then, here's what he's done. 5 for 8 and 116 this last week. 5 rushes, 8 yards, 1 catch for 16. But for him getting that really long catch or rush in week 1, that would have been a
50-yarder.
burger
50-yarder.
Yeah. But much past that, he hasn't, there's no opportunities. So Sean Payton's doing kind of what we thought he would do, not play him. I don't know if he's startable right now in Gio. Like, he might get you cut next week with 2 points. So are you starting him again next week? Or are you going to pick up
I'm
a Shrewdness
panicked.
Sleeper?
I'm panicked right now. Like, I counted on a split in this backfield. I was expecting a split, and I thought, hey, with a split and this team and his opportunities and his ability, I feel pretty good about it. But, like, he's not getting a split. And, you get 5 carries. Like, that's not a startable proposition. I cannot start a dude who's getting 5 carries.
Agree.
So I'm going to have to pull somebody off the bone pile this week because and I suggest if you have RJ Harvey, you do the same. Now, I'm not going to get rid of RJ Harvey yet.
That's not what I said.
He's got
you got to wait him out. You got to wait him out, though.
But,
I just don't think he's startable at this moment, even in a flex spot. Like, he makes me nervous.
I don't either.
2 to 4's
So,
coming.
running backs drafted after RJ Harvey in our league.
Probably J.K. Dobbins.
Warren, Jordan Mason, Nick Chubb, J.K. Dobbins, Travis Etienne, Zach Charbonnet.
Can I trade for any of those people right now? Because
probably for some of your fans
that I could have used.
2 rounds later was Javonte Williams.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm not. Whatever.
Not sold on Javonte.
Some I don't believe in. Some I do.
He's definitely put up more numbers.
Let's go to another one that's kind of concerning, and it kind of hurts because he's a Chief. Isaiah Pacheco, who many people had as their RB2 or their top flex. Holy crap, he's terrible. It's like, I don't know why we've gone.
That's another guy I have on my team.
Yeah, so Kareem Hunt is getting more carries and frankly looks a little bit better, if I'm being dead honest.
Yeah.
It's hard to angry run 5 times a game.
The Chiefs run best up the middle between the tackles. Kareem Hunt's just got more beef. Like he's got another 20, 30 pounds on Pacheco, and
I mean,
just provides a little more pop up there.
Pacheco outcarried him 10 times to 8, but he only had 22 yards on those 10 carries, which I know Philly is a stout D, and unfortunately for us, Jalen Carter didn't spit on Patrick Mahomes and get kicked out of the game.
Right.
So we actually had to play against him, and he's really good. but
Yeah.
still, you'd like to think they could find something. And Pacheco usually can run through that stuff, but that's 2 bad games. 5 for 25 and 10 for 22 is his
I'm
first 2 weeks.
Yeah, we've talked before about the Chiefs and their improved offensive line. I think that results in Andy Reid's tendency to throw more, which is going to mean less carries overall for anybody.
Yeah.
And now that you're splitting carries between two, above average running backs, I'll say average running backs.
Yeah.
I just don't see him getting the load that he's used to in the past and having the big explosive, 4 or 5 catches and then another 50 yards or 60 yards rushing.
So I'm going to get a little homer eyes on this one. I own him, and I'm very concerned. But I do like the fact that he went from 5 to 10 rushes. So I think they recognized it was ludicrous what they did in Brazil, only giving him 5 carries. That was dumb.
I agree with that.
And then he ran up against Philly, which is not a good team to run up against when you're going to try to get your running game on track. So this is the make or break week for me. I'm slotting him in the lineup because they're playing the Giants. And if he has another turd burger of an outing against the Giants, I'm pushing the panic button. But this should be a get right week for the running game playing the Giants.
You would hope
it should
so.
be.
At home against the Giants. Should be.
Right?
I agree. All right, I'm going to go to another one that's concerning for me on the running backs. So I own him in my league, a couple different leagues. Trevion Henderson. And after week 1, it kind of looked promising. And all the articles you read, everything you heard from everybody that's with the team, writes on it, expect Trevion Henderson to get more carries as we go into week 2 and into the season. Just kidding. That's all fake news. So Ramondre Stevenson, 11 for 54. Shit, I mean, Antonio Gibbs, 5 for 27. And then Trevion, 3 for 10. What?
Right?
How on earth did he get down to third fiddle rushing? And then he still caught 2 balls, 2 for 30. And he had 6 the first game. So he's still being targeted. Boy, that is not good, getting 6 points, because he's most people's RB. And especially in Gio, because you had to get him around the 50 pick range, give or take. So Trevion Henderson, I am worried about, and I shouldn't be because he's so much more talented, but for whatever reason, he took a back seat in week 2. You wouldn't think that Miami would be like, oh, I'm worried about Miami. I don't know if Trevion can handle that. That's very weird. But what do you guys think about Trevion Henderson? I mean, I know, Chisholm, you've got Stevenson, and we're happy to see that, but there's no way you expected that. Zero way you expected that.
I was super happy to see it. I thought it was odd. It's honestly one of the things that's making me wonder is if he's crossways of the coaches, either from a performance or he's just not getting something. So, he either may not be absorbing the playbook or the blocking schemes as much as they had hoped at this point, or his attitude's a problem. I hope it's not the attitude because he's got a ton of talent.
Yeah.
And I do think he should get more carries. But something's amiss. There's no way he should be getting 3 carries in that game.
No, it's so weird.
Miami is not a great defense. It would have been a really good chance to get him, kind of going with the offense. So something's amiss there, I think.
I agree.
True.
Yeah, I think it's really puzzling to have him third in carries.
Especially behind Gibson.
Behind Gibson.
Yeah.
That's super puzzling. I could see if they like Ramondre's size or something like that.
Yeah. And he's a veteran,
Right. So Pittsburgh did the same thing to Jalen Warren the first game. I was super panicky the first week when RB1 is not on the
Gainwell.
field.
Like, wait a minute. Undrafted Kenneth Gainwell?
I get there's some matchup stuff that maybe they thought Ramondre matched up better, but to have him behind Gibson and the number of carries is super concerning, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on, but I agree with you. It's something more than on the field. It's got to be behind the scenes or
right.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that Ramondre must be that dude that's like coach's pet, right? Like he does exactly what he's supposed to do. He doesn't miss any assignments. He's not
As long as he
explosive, but he's
doesn't fumble, they keep him in
right.
the lineup.
He's not gonna fumble, and like he's gonna plug along, get you 3 yards of carry, and coach is like, "Good job, Ramondre." You know,
You
like
need 5, I'll get you 3. You need 1, I'll get you 3. I'm Ramondre. Trace Stevenson.
Totally. So, hey, as we're talking about running backs, Dex, we actually have a listener question that came in on one of the socials that I thought I would throw out to the crew here.
Let's do it.
Okay, so this comes from at WTF Brian, at WTF Brian on TikTok. Help, guys. I got JT and Aaron Jones. JT, I'm assuming Jonathan Taylor.
I would think so.
And Aaron Jones. But Bucky Irving is on the block. I might go up to $200. What do you think?
Woo.
Fellas,
All right,
I'll throw that one
again.
to you.
Taylor and who else?
So
Aaron Jones.
WTF Brian has
Already
Jonathan
got a
Taylor,
hammy.
Aaron Jones, but Bucky Irving is on the block. I might go up to 200. So the question is, let's help WTF Brian out. Number one, should he bid and try to get Bucky Irving? And two, should he? What's his cap? What would you tell him he should not go higher than? Of course, this is all. Let's give you Brian. Let's give you a little bit of context. We don't know your league. We don't know where you are, all that stuff. So we'll try based on what you've given us.
Yeah, but as long as it's a Geo league, I believe Bucky Irving is an in-game player, and he's on the short list. So he catches the balls out of the backfield. He's the lead back for a very good Tampa offense. You've got an injured running back now, the hamstring, and Jonathan Taylor's awesome. He could probably carry you, but Jonathan Taylor is not the most durable guy in the world.
Right.
Bucky Irving is in year 2 and has shown there is no sophomore slump coming. He's super consistent, super high floor, and gets the ball the lion's share of the time. So Rashad White is still there, got it, but I would bid on him, and I know most of even Pruitt kind of highlighted 200 is a natural kind of cap early in the season because people can get hurt later, and then he would have bid on someone that got hurt, whatever. But I mean, I've considered going a little above that to get him because, frankly, people in your league will. I think the winning bid on him will probably be over 250. Depending on your league, you know your league better than us, but I know early on when there's a panic button and people are bidding, people are going to probably bid upwards of 300 to get Bucky Irving. That's a really good player. I'd probably be around the 200 range. I think that'd be pretty good in your situation. I think that's where I would probably cap out with that. But you might not get him.
Yeah.
How about you?
Their bye week is week 9. You got a week 9 bye, so you get him for 5 weeks.
Well, hopefully more.
At least I'm saying until he's on bye.
Yeah.
That's the big hurdle I think with big running backs like that, or like heavily utilized running backs like that, is getting them through their bye week, and then they become infinitely more valuable.
Yeah.
Right. I still think it's worth it. I think 200 is a very fair bid. I would easily do that. I'm with you, Dex. I don't know if you would get him for that.
I just don't think you would.
I know last year I bid 252 for Saquon.
Yep.
The week before, like he was going to be on bye the next week, and I was like, I can go low and maybe try to just stash him away for an extra week, and I got him for 252.
Yeah.
So I don't think this early in the season you're going to get Bucky for 200. I think it might take 235, 252, some slightly higher bid than somebody else that's kind of stretching for a solid running back this early.
That's it.
Yeah. I think you got a shot if you go up to 250.
Yeah, but with Aaron Jones, he also has a bye week in week 6, so you need somebody. And
you got to get somebody
week
to fill
3,
it in, right?
I mean, I'm good upwards of the 300. Like I said, that's probably what's going to take to get him. It just depends on, I don't know who else you need. So for running back,
that's good.
He's worth getting. He's an in-gamer. He's someone that's worth spending that money on.
I like it.
Yeah. We don't know what his wide receiver situation is and stuff like that. If you're in the bottom 5, go harder for Bucky Irving, right? You need to climb out of the bottom third of your finishes these first 2 weeks.
That's right.
If you're set and you're near the top, I'd tend to underbid a little bit and see if somebody else happens to pop free in the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
So thanks for the question, WTF Brian. I'm answering you on TikTok that we just answered your question on the podcast. So this will be available probably sometime tomorrow night, Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. So
No,
check it out.
it'll be available
check it
tomorrow
out.
night, so you can put your bids in for Tuesday night.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Tuesday night vids.
I would
that's
answer
right.
him on TikTok just in case.
Yeah, all right.
All right. That's a good question. Some other ones I'm going to touch on. We'll just kind of do a yes/no concern. I'm not going to go through all of them, but if you have them, are you looking for someone else right now? TJ Hawkinson. So 3 catches for 15 and 1 for 12. That's his 2 weeks so far. Are you
Not
scraping
concerned.
the barrel and trying to get another one, or are you going to ride TJ for one more week?
I'm not concerned.
Okay. Chisholm.
Neither.
Okay. He is on the chopped list probably. I bet he's going to be a top 10er again. He's killing people right now. Evan Ingram, another tight end. He's doing absolutely nothing. Basically 1 catch a week. And there were some high hopes. Camp was talking high of him. Sean Payton was talking high about him. 2 straight weeks. I think I'm concerned. I'm probably going to the pile or trying to work something off whoever's getting cut this week if you didn't get cut. So if you have Evan Ingram, I'm probably going there. What about you guys?
I think I'm also concerned.
Yeah, for sure.
Get time to get a new one, start looking and putting some bids in. I agree.
Yeah, and I was high on him, but yeah.
Same. David Njoku. So 2 straight weeks where the second tight end, Harold Fannin Jr., has outperformed him and substantially at that. So this was Njoku's best week, 4 for 40. But that's 8 points, man. So if you have David Njoku, are you kind of mad that someone else in your league picked up Harold Fannin last week and now you got the second tight end on Cleveland? Are you looking at the waiver wire trying to make some trades?
I'm out on Njoku. I'm out. And Fred's not. But you're out? I'm out because I feel like this story is played out many times now.
Yeah.
He's starting to feel a lot like he's not as bad as Pitts, but he's starting to feel like Pitts to me. An incredibly talented guy that just is not going to work where he is.
Flacco's been throwing the ball to Tillman and Fannin.
Yeah.
Right?
The most.
He's not getting looks.
Yeah.
And you gotta have targets.
Yeah, and we highlighted again in our rookie preview, Harold Fannin, one of the best college years ever. And again, it wasn't at a humongous Alabama or Oregon, so you didn't hear about it. It was arguably the best season ever for a position player. So he also, was it 0 drops or something stupid like that? I don't think he dropped any balls last season either. He's got gargantuan. Right. He just catches it in like a lacrosse net, and everything just gets caught. So Harold Fannin, I would be concerned. I think it's going to get more and more that way. And Njoku's going to be second. He's going to be probably 4th target on the list. All right, Khalil Shakir. So he's supposed to be a safety blanket for Josh Allen. And last week, he safety blanketed you with 1 for 12. So 2 targets, that's it. And after the shootout in week 1, we're still 6 for 64 in a game that has 81 points. I don't know if I'm super pleased with that. Khalil Shakir, man, I'm out on him. I'm definitely scouring the waiver wire if he is a wide receiver in my lineup. And if he's flex, I'm probably finding someone else. I don't believe in him. Even against Miami this week on a short week, God, it's hard for me to start Khalil Shakir and feel great about myself and not think I'm like, God, I really hope he gets something or I'm going to be in trouble. I feel like I'd be thinking that every single week. How about you guys?
I put an under on Keon Coleman because I thought Shakir would be more of a focus. But Buffalo's offense seems to run through the tight ends, Keon Coleman, and mostly James Cook.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right?
Does.
So I just don't think Josh Allen needs to throw the ball down the field. Or when he does, it's going to be to Coleman, who's kind of emerged as a more reliable receiver and a little bit bigger target and so forth. So I'm a little worried about Shakir.
Okay.
Yeah, Khalil Shakir's name gives me anxiety. Just when I hear it, it gives me anxiety. Like just the history of like not doing what you think he's gonna do.
Yeah. And he had it's funny, he's had like I think 80 some catches last year. And they're the most nondescript 80 catches you can ever get. It's like they didn't add up to anything. Like, how do you get so much nothing?
Right. His line feels like it's like 4 catches for 60 yards every week.
Yes.
No touchdowns.
At best.
Nothing.
Yeah.
At best. Yeah. Which is 10 points. That's fine. But for your
makes
number
me
one.
nervous. Khalil Shakir makes me nervous.
Always dancing in that 6 to 12 range in points. And
right.
It's just like, gross.
All right, I want to go into some early season surprises and kind of segment like maybe it's real. So Mirage week 1, but if you do it 2 weeks in a row, like, okay, maybe you are part of the actual game plan every single week. So Travis Etienne, and he is running back one, but if you recall having him last year, Tank Bigsby became that guy. After week 1, they traded Tank Bigsby to Philly, and they brought up Bashal Tootin, who also looks really good. Again, in our rookie preview, he looks like MJD. He's just a beast. So Bashal Tootin's really good out of the backfield. He's immediately gotten touches, but Travis Etienne, super surprising. He's way better than I thought he'd be because he was drafted low. I mean, he was a late round pick because of just how atrocious he was the last really 2 seasons. So Travis Etienne, do you believe? Are you all in on Travis Etienne from what you've seen first 2 weeks, or do you think it's just a good start? He's a weird one for me.
I'm not sold.
I'm not either yet.
I don't know why. Jacksonville's offense I just can't get excited
It's hard to
about
get
them.
excited. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't like it. I feel like he's a guy that he's not a big guy. And so like a big guy has to just be a guy that's not big has to be like electric. I feel like for me to get excited about him. He's good. He's
he
just
has some good plays.
Right.
He doesn't like the one who looks electric is Bashal Tootin. He looks electric. And so I think that's going to be more of a split duty as we keep going. And I don't know. I mean, right now it's kind of turning into a split already. So I think I see Tootin getting more carries, and Etienne is going to have to make the most out of everything he gets. So I don't know if I'm all in on him. He's still kind of more of a flex guy to me. But right now, ride the train. You guys are probably getting high points when you have Travis Etienne sitting in your flex. Daniel Jones. God, White Lamar. He is off to a trip. Yeah, they haven't punted yet on offense. Like the Colts haven't punted in 2 weeks.
In 2 games.
That's unbelievable to me. Because the Daniel Jones of the Giants are like, screw you, Daniel Jones. All we did was punt. We never got first downs when you were with us.
Dang it. We got rid of Saquon, and he started being awesome. And we got rid of Daniel Jones.
And now we got the Love Bus and Tyrone Tracy. But I don't know. So Daniel Jones, do you believe? Because I just read off a ton of quarterback injuries. Daniel Jones is a playable asset, I think.
Danny Dimes, Vanilla Vic.
Well, Indiana Jones, whatever. He's getting all sorts of nicknames. I love Indiana Jones.
And Indy.
Yeah.
You got to go with that.
So are you guys a believer? Would you start him if you had to, if you're one of those other quarterbacks that got hurt?
I mean, if you look at his lines, listen, if you got to start, you could start a lot worse right now.
I mean, 300 yards, a touchdown, and a rushing touchdown.
Yards, averaging a touchdown in every game. You could start a lot worse right now. Now, here's the other thing to think about. This is a great sell high opportunity. If you've got somebody, if Daniel Jones is your QB2,
and he's just sitting on the bench,
there's somebody out there that's like, man, Daniel Jones looks good.
They've got Justin Fields and JJ McCarthy right now going, and
totally.
They're maybe not Josh Allen available in their league this week, or they don't want to spend that much. That'd be someone to trade with.
I love selling high right now on Daniel Jones. But if you got him, I'd start him. I don't have any hesitation to start him, especially against Tennessee this week. I mean, come on.
I think so too. All right, sticking in the Coltsville, Tyler Warren. So he's come out hot for the rookie tight ends. I mean, Harold Fannin Jr. is one of them. Tyler Warren's the other one that's come out really well. So Colston Loveland's been a dud with 1 catch on the season. Tyler Warren's been heavily involved. He's had rushes. He's had tons of targets. I think he's second or third on the team. So Downs and Pitts, I think, are 1 and 2. I think he's third on the team in targets. He's getting his. So I feel very comfortable with Tyler Warren. Are you guys comfortable with this rookie starting him as your tight end 1? Go to Pruitt.
Yes, I am definitely. I'm sorry. I'm trying to answer another question online while we're talking here, but I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I should probably wait. Yeah, no, Tyler Warren does seem legit. I think Indy's off to a hotter start than I think most people can say they would have predicted or whatever. So
yeah,
he's a big reason why, but I think he sustains it. I think he keeps going.
I do too.
If you look at what Pruitt was talking about, targets, 16 targets in 2 games. So like they're clearly getting him the ball. And that's all you can ask for. He's the exact opposite of Colston Loveland right now.
Yes.
Like they probably are equivalent talents. And one is getting worked into the game plan and throwing the ball a lot. The other is basically invisible.
As one target.
Right.
Yeah,
2 games.
that's exactly right. It's brutal. All right, one that is, I can't believe he had a game that he did. So Quinshon Judkins just signed his contract after
Jiminy
dealing with some
Christmas.
legal
What in the
problems.
world?
Like he missed all of camp. He missed everything. He couldn't practice with the team, couldn't get the playbook, couldn't get anything. He just shows up like days after signing. He gets 10 carries for 60 yards. I'm like, that's pretty good. I didn't think he'd get hardly any. He doesn't know the playbook yet.
Right?
Wow. If that's what he doesn't do when he doesn't know the playbook, that's what he
And
does
3
with
catches.
nothing. Yeah, and 3 catches. And Dylan Sampson immediately took a back seat. Jerome Ford, who? And so I feel like it's already the Quinshon Judkins show, which the people that draft him, and judging by the numbers, he's currently at 67% owned, at least in Yahoo. That's going to be 100% after waivers run through on Tuesday. And from seeing that one game, he does look pretty explosive, man. He looks pretty good.
Just wait till he gets the playbook.
Yeah, I know. Just when he gets more than 10 carries, I think he could be someone that
He might be one of those Bo Jackson stories, like when Bo would show up like in game 4 of the NFL season because he played baseball, that they would just be like, they'd get in the huddle and they'd be like, run left.
Yep.
And he'd be like, all right.
They just give him the Tecmo Bowl playbook, like left and B. Well, that's the tight end slant. Just kidding. But they give him kind of the not Marcus play, and he just beat it anyway. It's unreal.
Run to the left, run to the right.
It is.
We're good.
Off tackle left, off tackle right.
Yeah, but I feel like if you've got Pacheco or Trevion or some of these other running backs, RJ Harvey, if Quinshon Judkins is actually available, you need to put some money down on him. I mean, I don't know, 200, but probably 100 and some change because he looks like he's going to be a legit running back.
Maybe
power you on. We're putting you to sleep.
No, maybe until next week because they play Green Bay this week.
Oh, wait a minute. That's not going to be. He'll be back on the waiver wire next week because whoever gets him is going to start him against that Green Bay rush D, and his 2.8 points later, he'll be available next week again. So be the second one that bids on him, not the first one. But that's a good point. And the last one, Juwan Johnson, tight end for the Saints. He's had 2 straight good weeks, and I think Spencer Rattler really likes throwing to him. So Olave's getting his. Shahid's doing fine. He got a touchdown last week, which is good. But Juwan Johnson's the one that's kind of standing out in that offense. I mean, Kamara, but the one that's pass catching is Juwan Johnson.
Surprising. Yeah.
Yes. Do you guys feel comfortable with Juwan Johnson as your tight end 1? If you are having a struggle bus, TJ Hawkinson or Joku, I'm not saying dump those guys, but maybe matchup specific and put Johnson in there.
He's got 20 targets in 2 games.
Yes.
Like
that's what I'm seeing.
A 9 and an 11 target game. I mean, for the Saints, like
that's unbelievable high.
Like if you're Chris Olave, you're in danger right now because like Spencer Rattler has fallen in love with Juwan Johnson. Whether he's appropriately fallen in love with him or not, I don't know. But the dude has, 13 catches he's got 13 catches, 125 yards, and a touchdown.
So we talked in our, I think, NFL preview weeks about opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Saints are not going to be ahead in a lot of their games. So
I would agree.
And if I'm the defensive
I
coordinator,
thought it's crazy though.
Well, yeah, that's true. But if I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm making someone besides Kamara beat me. Right? I'm keying on Kamara.
Absolutely. He's the guy to stop.
Spencer Rattler beat me. And quarterback's best friend, especially a young quarterback, is the tight end. So he's going to continue to get looks. I still don't like New Orleans offense, but
why not?
But they're better than I thought they would be.
They're usable, which is what I didn't think they'd be at all.
Yes, exactly right.
I agree with both of you that I've actually been shocked by how competitive they've been. They've only lost by 5 and 7.
And they played good people.
Arizona,
the Saints,
San Francisco.
Yeah, Arizona, San Francisco, and San Francisco went down and they were on the ropes. And I understand they had a lot of people out. Don't get me wrong, but still should truck those guys,
right? No,
but it's hard to play in New Orleans though.
You don't have to be the best tight end to catch the ball 5 times a game or whatever.
That's right.
And if you continue to get 11 targets, you're going to catch 5 of them easily.
Yep, that's right. All right, some backups to target. So if you had one of those quarterbacks, and it's starting to turn into a laundry list, especially if Jaden Daniels goes out and doesn't play, you're going to need some peeps. So Carson
Ooh,
Wentz
yeah.
is one I like. Again, we talked about him already. He's going to be getting the start. I mean, anyone that remembers a chunk of years ago, he should have been the MVP that year. He was on pace to win that award, and then he got hurt and didn't get the playoffs. And then everybody knows the story all the way to the end. He got a ring still, but he was watching. Carson Wentz has that talent. He was an early first round pick. I think he's going to be a very usable quarterback to use, especially if you're a Justin Fields owner, Joe Burrow, J.J. McCarthy. If that's who you're starting, Carson Wentz isn't going to be that bad. I think Jake Browning, another one, is someone that could be pretty good. Gents, do you feel comfortable starting either of those two guys? I do. I feel kind of great about it. As far as like who's going to be available, right? So you're going to have whoever's chopped off your player team. But honestly, it's probably going to be Burrow that's the one that's going to be picking up. He's chopped on a lot of leagues this week, I bet.
And I'll even go out on another limb here, which I can't believe I'm saying this because I never liked this guy, but I even like Marcus Mariota as a startable quarterback
In Washington.
Daniels doesn't play.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he's a much lesser version of a scrambler, but he is a scrambler.
Yeah.
I think he could get quite a few yards on the ground for you, even if he has a piss poor passing game.
Yep.
Like, I think he's very startable. I think any of those guys, Wentz, I have no issues with. Definitely don't. I'm not afraid of starting
Jake Browning
because he's proven that he can.
Yeah.
He can step in.
And again, for Jake Browning, we were talking about, I think before the show, I don't think we talked about it during it, but when he was starting for Joe Burrow before, last time he got hurt and for the season, I think he had 7 starts, and in 5 of those, he was a top 10 quarterback. So, and if you looked at last week, I mean, if you're a Jamar Chase owner, you shouldn't really be worried. You'd be more worried if you are a T. Higgins owner, because he just looked and stared the barrel down at number 1 every single time. Jamar Chase got, I think, 16 targets last game.
Yeah.
And 14 catches, 165 yards and a tutty. T. Higgins was like 5 for 55. I'm like, well, it's not horrible or whatever the heck it was, but it ain't that. So I think I'd be more worried with the backups if you have the second or third receivers. So same thing for Minnesota. I mean, I don't think anyone's really starting Naylor, but Carson Wentz is going to be feeding 18 all day, man. Jets is going to be getting the looks as he should. I think TJ Hawkinson's going to get a welcome back to the league.
Yeah.
He's been fantasy absent so far. I think TJ Hawkinson has a really good week with Carson Wentz under center this weekend. Let's go to another quarterback, though. Mac Jones had a good game. I'm not going to say it wasn't a good game for San Francisco. Do you trust Mac Jones for one more, or is that the best we're going to see? Was that the ceiling? That's what I thought I'd hear. A bunch of crickets. It's Mac Jones. Not as exciting. 0 scrambling ability.
Actually, I feel better about those other backups.
I do too. Mac Jones is at the bottom of the list for me.
I think, definitely not. I'm less high on Carson Wentz because of his lack of mobility.
I'm just high because Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he'll be fine because he's got a great arm, but he's not going to get you any points, scrambling.
Yeah. Even though he used to run quite a bit. So that was part of his game.
He's older.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
So
you got to make more business decisions
about
now.
The retirement plan at this point.
That's
I mean, he was coaching his son's team a couple weeks ago, and they were like, hey, you want a shot at this? And he's like, all right, I'll do it.
Sure.
We want to come play for the Cleveland Indians?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to get back to you.
That's right. Jordan Mason is now going to be the undisputed running back 1 of the Minnesota Vikings. I think, boy, is he going to get a lot of carries. I think he could get a C note against Cincinnati this week alone. So if you're a Jordan Mason owner, it sucks that Aaron Jones is out for Minnesota Vikings fans, but Jordan Mason owners in fantasy are like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted to have happen.
I think
he's going to be good.
Even Vikings fans might be that way after a week or two.
Right.
He was clearly doing better than Aaron Jones these first couple games. So.
Yeah, he's got more juice, more power. He's really good. All right. I think that is all the ones that are kind of exciting and targets. I think the totally redeem themselves list is just a couple names went throughout. So everybody, there were a lot of these guys on chopped list last week. So Jamar Chase was number 2 overall behind Xavier Worthy on the most chopped players last week. Totally redeemed himself. 14 for 165 and a touchdown. Tua, after looking like a garbage bag, came back with 315 and 2. Quinshon Judkins came from the dumps, wasn't even on a roster. You probably didn't start him this week because you had no clue. But going from nothing, 10 rushes for 61 plus 3 catches. Drake May, 230, 2 touchdowns, rush for 30 yards, and another rushing touchdown. This is what I needed last week, Drake May, but whatever. So Drake May looking good for his new owner, doing really well. Russell Wilson, leading the league in passing. I mean, this old, just crusty burger. Wow. I mean, it took the Dallas defense to do it, and Malik Neighbors, that always helps.
Still high.
Yeah, still high on Russell. This looked.
Don't
I remember
count
this
on
last
38
year.
points every year.
Do you remember this
year.
exact same thing last year in Pittsburgh when he had the really good weeks in a row and then pumpkined and this was nothing burger?
I think he started like 4-1 in Pittsburgh and then went like 0-6 or something like that.
Yeah, he finished not real well. The total reverse. So they brought in the backup truck. The ones who went in reverse this week, Derrick Henry carried you to high victory scores in week 1, and I think he had 23 yards week 2. Cortland Sutton, after a pretty decent week 1, 1 catch for 6 yards in week 2.
Yeah.
Kayshon Boutte up around 100 yards week 1, 1 catch, 16 yards. Josh Allen, again, he's cut in both of our leagues. He's on the chop team this week. So after, again, just everyone drafts Josh Allen to make it through week 1 and not have the punishment of your league. But boy, this is multiple years in a row where he's been cut. He's been the cut team in the first month. And Pruitt, you had a good reason for this. And I want those other, again, Guillotine League listeners out there. Why does Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson often end up being available in the first 6 weeks? Do you think? And I liked what you said earlier in our Patreon.
Yeah, so I think it's about the teams they play for and the coaching that goes into their offenses. In a lot of cases, they've got such a solid running game that the quarterbacks don't need to do anything. Or they got high-powered enough offense that they play for 3 quarters, and then the backup comes in and, does a bunch of nothing, but they've got such a big lead that Josh Allen can put the headset on and, stand on the sideline or whatever.
It is. So when they need him, they do really well. But from a draft strategy, so if you took Josh Allen and he was your first-round pick or second-round pick, you sacrificed some extremely good talent. Like you may have passed up on a number of people, like some top running backs, some top wideouts. I mean, you may have taken Malik Neighbors, and instead you're like, oh, Josh Allen, Malik Neighbors. You got Josh Allen, but boy, Malik's 12 for 160.
It's all about the kind of the drop off in talent at the wide receiver position or running back position, right? If you don't jump early and you don't get the guys on the top, those upper tier, by the time you come all the way back around and it's 36 picks later, or whatever,
that's right.
You just, you're stuck with 3 or 4 wide receiver 3s instead of a true number 1 that's going to get 10, 11, 12 targets a game. So
and so for those leagues out there that have Josh Allen, they're going to be on the available players this week. He's an in-game player here in week 3. That means you could have your in-game player the rest of the season if you play your cards right. And because you didn't draft him, you probably got a good wideout or a good running back, or you got Brock Bowers, you got one of those great tight ends. Do you go all in on this guy? And if so, are you just going to stick at like 200? That's just not going to get him.
I agree with you. There's one thing that I think is worth mentioning, and that is the bye weeks this year. Week 7 bye week is Baltimore Ravens and Buffalo Bills.
Somebody's getting Lamar or Josh in week 8.
Lamar and Josh are both going to be on bye week 7. One of those two, almost guarantee, is going out that week.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. That's interesting. So would you bid on him this week, though? And if so, I mean, it depends on who your quarterback is. I know. So let's say you've got one of the ones. Right? Let's say you've got one of the ones that's out. You don't have one, and your backup is just a garbage bag.
Pruitt and I have to be careful here because we're in our players league, and neither of us have an in-game quarterback.
You can just start,
Right?
like, hypothetically, you're in a league
Well, who
like
do you have,
this.
Pruitt? I'm trying to think.
Mine is hurt now. I had McCarthy.
Hurt.
I will be bidding on a quarterback this week. I need
Yeah.
one. I only drafted one. I only drafted one tight end, and they're both hurt.
Yeah.
Therefore, you have to bid on a quarterback. That makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I will be spending something on some quarterback.
A high amount.
Makes sense.
I probably won't.
Sense.
I don't know if I can pull the trigger.
I mean, you can't go stupid. I mean, it's not worth sucking away like a huge chunk of your fab, but you got to do a solid chunk to have a chance, though.
I want to.
Right.
I want to make whoever wins him, earn it.
Yeah.
Actually earn it. Spend a little
Right.
money. I know.
Yeah.
I've thought the same thing because I do have. I mean, Justin Fields is questionable this year or this week.
He's got a concussion. He's got to make it through the protocol.
Right. He's got
Let's
to make
be
it
honest.
through the
He's a
protocol.
little
And he
questionable
sucked
this
last
year
week.
too.
Yeah, the 3
And he
points.
sucked last week.
He played 3.5 quarters and got that.
Got
Done.
4 points. And then my backup is Sam Darnold. He hasn't
He's
been bad,
fine.
actually.
Yeah, he's been great.
So
He's a top 10 quarterback.
I think he's averaging 15 points a game. So I mean, that's
You don't need
definitely
You don't need a quarterback.
definitely. Yeah.
Pruitt firmly believes you're totally fine. You should just sit back right now and just.
I am gonna enjoy the bidding because I do think there will be a significant amount for Mr. Allen this week.
That's right. All right, gents, that's all I got on my slate. Is there anyone else you want to talk about player wise or bidding strategy wise for this week? So again, last week we were trying to keep the bids low. If you're one of those teams that's still kind of doing just fine, you don't have any of these concerns with the players we've mentioned, like you're not sitting with a Pacheco and Trevion Henderson backfield right now, hoping for the best with your
Right.
RJ Harvey flex spot. Like you may
Right.
need to bid some money this week on whoever got chopped. But I think other than that, you guys try and ride it out if you can.
Yeah, exactly right.
right.
That's totally my strategy. I had George Kittle week 1. He got hurt. I had to bid on a tight end. I didn't draft a backup. Week 2, I didn't draft a backup quarterback. JJ McCarthy goes down. I'm bidding earlier than I wanted to, but I secured Ferguson for 21 fab dollars.
That's
and He had a
good.
great
Turd
game.
Ferguson?
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
And he had a great
Good.
game this week. So I got lucky there. I need to come up with the quarterback. I don't know how hard I'll go after Josh Allen just because it'll be a mad
He'll be a
scramble.
lot.
Somebody
And the
will
thing is,
overbid for him.
There's a paranoia scramble for him. He'll be on the high list.
He is an in gamer. That's the
Yep.
thing. So
Yep.
it is exactly what you guys said. Like it's a very tough deal when you have a Josh Allen come up in week 3 because that is not when you expect a Josh Allen to come up.
Yeah,
I
and
will
you remember
be-
week 1 still.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. I'll be putting a bid in
Totally.
on Josh Allen. I doubt it will be high enough to win him, but
I'm
gonna
probably
put
in
in
the
a
same
solid
boat. I'm probably in the same boat.
All right. Well, keep checking out the socials. We've been putting up our gambling bets and our power parlays on there. We got our shirts. So
Yeah,
they're
the
looking
shirts are in.
good. Mine came in the mail today. I'm pumped. I'm going to wear it like 20 days in a row and see what's up. It's going
Love
to be
it.
awesome.
Love it.
And we're going to be putting our new orders in probably next week, right? I think we're going to be putting in
yeah,
our
we've
next
got a
batch
backlog
of
of orders,
So
or not of orders, but backlog of requests. We need to
Backlog
get a
requests.
second order in.
Yep.
So let us know on the socials if you're interested. We eventually will have an order form on our website and link to the company that does these for us.
We'll get that set up this week. You can also, we'll have all the updates on the website later this week too, so you can always check that out. The Shrewdness.
I think our first
podcast.io.
Yeah, I think our first fun color. I think there's a lot of people getting the pink shirt. I'm in too, man. I think it's gonna look baller.
Yeah.
We got those out,
too.
and Pruitt's wife, she's got it. She's sporting the pink, right?
Yep.
Right.
It looks good.
Absolutely.
So we might have to put her picture on the socials to help sell the pink shirt. That's our
right.
inaugural.
That's right. The
drop.
model.
Oh, she'll love that.
It'll be all
I'm
good.
sure she will.
AI is amazing. We'll see what we can do, but it'll be awesome. But thank you
I
so
did
much for
get
listening. Yeah.
I did get a thumbs up from my daughter. She saw I had it on the other day, and she's like, "Hey, I like your shirt." I was like,
Hey, there we go.
"You want one?" She's like, "Oh yeah, sure."
Yeah. Sweet.
I know.
If you'll
It's
buy
awesome.
it for me,
Love
Dad.
it.
I know that's the
Love
best.
it.
Is like as long as you're getting it right. Like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all good.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, good luck this week as we go into week 3. Hopefully, you got to keep your head in week 2. Be smart with your bids, but be aggressive when you need to. You can't take it with you. So make sure you get those players. Don't just get nobody. So make sure you fill those gaps and enjoy, again, another great week of football coming up. It's going to start with Thursday night. And till next week, stay shrewd.
Stay shrewd.
Stay shrewd.